What is up, guys? Delboy here. So the boss, manager / advisor of Deontay Wilder, Shelly Finkel, aka the White Megamind, done an interview with The Boxing Voice, and in the interview he kind of went over the plans for Deontay Wilder, and unfortunately Anthony Joshua is not in their plans, certainly this year. Shelly Finkel said they will revisit AJ in 2020, but they have a full plate this year. Shelly Finkel was also asked if Ortiz or Kaunacki were next, and Finkel admitted things are in the works, though not confirmed. And Finkel went on to say, until recently, they didn't want the fight. We have a pretty full plate this year, and we'll discuss fighting Joshua next year. John Skipper and I are developing a very good relationship. Talks will continue and eventually lead to a fight. Now, you can look at this in two ways. If you're more positive and more kind of glass half full, then you could see this situation as, do you know what? Shelly Finkel and John Skipper are building a relationship, which is good, and maybe we will actually get this fight in 2020. You can take that perspective if you're more positive, but to me, that doesn't really wash. I'm a boxing fan. I want to see this fight ASAP, and 2020 doesn't sound great to me. I want to see this fight next, after Wilder beats Brazil and after Joshua beats Ruiz. Once these guys have had their next fights, I want to see negotiations resume. Let's get this fight happening. Why do we have to wait until 2020? Why has Deontay Wilder's team suddenly got cold feet? At one point, it was one face, one name, one champion. It was all about legacy and becoming undisputed. And the next, you're turning down career-high paydays. What is it, man? What is it? I mean, listen, Kaunacki's not a bad fight, but it's not the Joshua fight. It's not the fight we want to see. And as for Luis Ortiz, Wilder's knocked this dusty-ass guy out already. So why do we need to see that again? Wilder's team look like they're stalling at this point. And maybe it's because of the Tyson Fury fight. Tyson Fury was 60%, 70% at his best, and he still arguably beat Deontay Wilder. Maybe that was a big scare to Deontay Wilder's team, and as a result, they want to milk his title run a bit further before they chuck him in there with Anthony Joshua. Maybe that's the way they're looking at it. Maybe Wilder's team don't have as much confidence in him as they once did after that Fury fight, because looking at Fury, we all knew that Fury wasn't at his best, and he still had some way to go, and he still clowned Wilder in certain rounds. And maybe that gave Wilder's team cold feet. It was nearly a cherry pick gone wrong. They thought Tyson Fury was completely washed up. He wasn't. They suffered that scare, and as a result, they want to milk this guy and his title for a little bit longer. That's my theory. Or alternatively, maybe Deontay Wilder's not as confident now. Deontay Wilder always displayed really good confidence, but these days, he doesn't really want to know about Joshua. Why is that? For the past 2 years, my man was saying, one face, one name, one champion, then all of a sudden, you're turning down career-high paydays and not showing any interest in fighting Joshua whatsoever. Maybe it's Deontay Wilder's head that's gone. Maybe his self-belief is at a low right now. Maybe he needs this Brazil fight to get that confidence back. Who knows? I'm not in Deontay Wilder's head. I'm not in his team. But one thing is for certain. He and his team do not want that Anthony Joshua fight right now. They don't. They really don't. And it's a shame. Because Deontay Wilder, for all of his flaws, he's got a great chance against Anthony Joshua. He's got a great chance. He can punch, he's athletic, he's awkward. Of course he can beat Anthony Joshua. Take the career-high payday and knock him out. Become undisputed champion, and at that point, you're the biggest name in boxing and one of the biggest names in all of sport. But you just don't want to do it. It's a shame, man. It really is. We're going to be stuck with Joshua versus Ruiz and Wilder versus Brazil. Not terrible fights, but not the fights we want. And once these fights have concluded, we are going to get more fights we don't want. I don't want to see Wilder fight Ortiz in a rematch. I don't want to see Joshua versus White in a rematch. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Wilder versus Kaunecki. I want to see Wilder versus Joshua. Or Wilder versus Fury 2, Fury Joshua. But these are the fights I want to see. The only curveball would be Alexander Usyk. If Usyk looks good against Takam, I've got no problem with Joshua Usyk. But these are the fights we want to see. We don't want to be stuck with second best. Give us the fights we want. I mean, these guys are really taking the piss now, to be honest with you. And just really disillusioned with the heavyweight division right now. I mean, the division itself, I'm getting most enjoyment out of watching these young prospects on the come-up. Guys like Filip Hrgovic, Efe Ajagba, Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce, Arslanbek Makhmudov. I'm getting more enjoyment looking at these guys come up and hoping they can, take over one day, because the current crop aren't doing it for me. They need to do more. Give us the fights we want and give us the fights we deserve. Peace.